whole country should know that domestic violence is becoming an issue. Because almost everybody faces domestic violence, whether physically or emotionally. And it is high time we should come together and see a domestic violence-free world, violence-free environment. So the whole thing comes up in the budgeting. They should budget for domestic violence in all ministries. Okay, at the moment, very few are aware of the provisions in the Domestic Violence Act. Fine, they know that the Act is there, but the components in the Act, they don't know. You'll find that the police, all the duty bearers, the key duty bearers, fine, they know the Act is there, and they are not yet so sure about their responsibilities.
If your husband treated you badly, or if he assaulted you, he hit you, it was a demonstration of love. So for our grandparents, our great-grandparents, and even for some of our mothers, they couldn't leave their marital houses, or they couldn't challenge a status quo of violence because the man loved you, and that's how he demonstrated his love. Their homes. So if you are addressing, domestic violence, then you're able to address it at all levels, to be able to champion, let's say, messages against domestic violence for the elite woman, for the rural woman, for the young and upcoming woman.
This was after a long struggle that armed conflict affects women so disproportionately. And secondly, that women contribute in peace building. But when it comes to real formal peace processes, the women are not there. So there's a gap, and the world over miss out on the vital contribution and vital voices of women for sustainable peace. Under 4 pillars. The first pillar is of the full participation of women and the inclusion of women's contribution in formal peace processes and post-conflict reconstruction. Second is on prevention of armed conflict, and then the third one is on the protection of women and girls because of the unique way in which the conflict affects them. There's the fourth one, there's prevention, participation, protection, and promotion of women in formal processes. The women themselves do not know about it. The ministry doesn't have the capacity to do massive sensitization. Media, which is very critical, actually is not even in the national high-level technical working group. So how can 1325 leave the boardrooms of the ministry if the critical stakeholders are not involved?
Involvement of women in matters of development and peace is crucial, and it can make the world a much more better place to live in.